Choosing the best VR headset is an interesting proposition. Virtual reality is still a niche prospect, albeit one that's grown a lot in recent years. As such, the range of VR headset to choose from isn't massive. Number 1. Oculus Quest 2. The Oculus Quest 2 is a masterclass in incremental improvements over its predecessor, the Oculus Quest. As reviewer Michael Enronico concluded, the Oculus Quest 2's price, game library, and overall ease of use make it the best entry point into virtual reality yet. That's because sports a slicker design, better display resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate in some games and apps, and faster overall performance. It also just feels like a neat yet rather well-made headset. Logitech even released speakers that can be attached to the Quest 2 strap to provide a premium sound experience without taking you fully out of the real world. It also does all this yet again with any cables, though you can connect it to a PC via the Oculus Link cable and get access to full-fat PC VR games. Deputy Editor Mike Prospero did just that with Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Oculus Quest 2. With a starting of $299, it's arguably one of the most affordable yet solid quality ways of getting started with the world of virtual reality experiences. Furthermore, the suite of apps and games on the Oculus Store can make the Quest 2 a great headset for all kinds of VR experiences, even helping with your workout and saving you from a dull fitness regime. Number 2. PlayStation VR. If you want to play VR games on a console, then the PlayStation VR system is your best, and pretty much only bet. As reviewer Sherry L. Smith noted, PlayStation VR delivers compelling games in a comfortable, easy-to-use headset that won't break your budget. The semi-futuristic-looking headset is surprisingly comfortable, with a superb range of games that's been slowly expanding. You can play games like Star Wars Battlefront, Rogue One X-Wing Mission, Eve, Valkyrie, and Batman Arkham VR, as well as Astro Bot Rescue Mission. If you have a PS4 or PS4 Pro, then PlayStation VR is one of the more affordable ways to play VR games, especially given that you don't need an expensive gaming PC. Yet with the initiative move controllers and movement tracking, you're still getting a rather high-end VR experience. One thing to also bear in mind that the PS5 also has support for PlayStation VR. The only problem is that it doesn't play nicely with the Move controllers. But there's good news as the PSVR 2 headset is in the works and it will bring with it a pair of new controllers. Number 3. Valve Index. The Valve Index represents the culmination of the gaming giant's efforts to make a VR headset by itself. And it succeeded. And Valve did so with great success. Our colleagues over at Tom's Hardware have tried the headset, and in a Valve Index review, opens in new tab, contributor Kevin Carbot noted, the Valve Index headset offers excellent visuals, best-in-class tracking, and top-quality build, and its Index controllers are unquestionably the best solution for interacting with virtual worlds. So Valve Index is a comfortable and high-end VR system, with high-quality construction, comfortable cushioning, and smart built-in speakers. The downside of this quality is that the headset can be rather heavy to wear for an extended period of time. But despite this, there's a lot to like about the Index, as it comes with an LCD panel that offers variable refresh rates to suit the power of your PC. Naturally, you'll need to be prepared for a tethered VR experience, but there's not a higher quality way to get into high-end VR in your home. Number 4. Meta Quest 2. The Quest 2 used to be $299, but a surprise price bump to $400 or $500 for the version with more storage has made Meta's nearly 2-year-old self-contained VR headset even more expensive. But even with the increased price, the Quest 2 remains the best and most versatile VR headset of the moment. It's also, considering it requires no gaming console, phone, or PC, the most affordable. Meta/Facebook is expected to have a new Pro headset later this year, but its face tracking and better displays could add up to a $1,000 price. The Quest 2 remains the recommended pick until a Quest 3 arrives, which may not happen until 2023. The base model's 128 GB of storage is plenty for storing dozens of games and apps, although keep in mind there's no way to add more storage after purchase. Meta's also allowing accounts to bypass Facebook logins, although a new Meta account will still be required. The Quest 2 reminds me of the Nintendo Switch for its versatility and fun, and it has a growing library of surprisingly effective fitness apps. The Quest 2 can also connect with a PC to run more advanced apps from Steam or Meta's own app library, using a single USB-C cable or wirelessly. Number 5. HP Reverb G2. If your idea of the best VR headset is to have the best image quality in consumer VR, HP VR headset wins. For serious gamers or VR racing sim fans, it's probably your best choice. The 2106 with 1160 per eye resolution and 114-degree field of view are the best at this price range, and the lightweight, comfy headset also has fantastic drop-down speakers designed by Valve. It's technically a Microsoft Windows mixed reality headset that prefers to launch into Microsoft's native Windows 10 VR ecosystem, but it bridges with Steam VR and works with those games and apps, too. Built-in camera-based room tracking is easier to set up than the Valve Index's external base stations, but is more prone to tracking errors. The included controllers, based on Microsoft's VR controller design, feel clunkier than either the Quest 2 controllers or Valve Index controllers. Also, the over-ear speakers are your only audio choice. There's no headphone jack. Number 6. Valve Index. Valve's headset is starting to age, but its Steam VR and Vive hardware compatibility, its excellent audio, and its fancy controllers still make it hardware worth considering. Valve's knuckle controllers are pressure-sensitive and can track all 5 fingers, making them almost like gloves. Not all apps make the most of them, but Valve's hardware is mix-and-match compatible with the HTC Vive, which also is built on the Steam VR platform. The Index headset has excellent audio and a sharp, wide field of view display. The Index works with external lighthouse boxes similar to the HTC Vive, meaning you need to set those up in a room first. It's not as self-contained as the Quest 2 or HP Reverb G2, which can track the room within headset cameras. It's also definitely not wireless, but if you already have some older HTC Vive hardware, you could add on parts of the Index to mix and match. There are plenty of PC-connected VR headsets, and most of them work the same way. A set of full-motion controllers, a bulky head display that has a long thick cord going to your PC. Maybe it has extra room sensors you need to set up, maybe it doesn't. The Valve Index is not much different from other PC VR headsets in that regard. See also, Oculus Rift S, HTC Vive, or Microsoft's VR offerings. It's not wireless, it doesn't have eye tracking, and it hasn't reinvented a way to not be a bulky, cabled headset, but it is probably one of the best PC VR headsets of the moment, and its wild new controllers feel like the future. And yet I recently had a realization I never thought of the first time I tried the hardware weeks ago. This doesn't feel like a new system. That's because you don't need to buy all of it if you're already someone who owns an HTC Vive. Number 7. Sony PlayStation VR. Sony's nearly 6-year-old PSVR headset is still the only head-mounted display for gaming consoles, and it still offers a surprisingly immersive experience. But with the PSVR 2 expected to arrive later this year, anyone who has a PS5 should wait for what should be far superior hardware and a new game library to go with it. The PS5 works with the old PSVR, but it's clunky and requires a breakout box full of wires to connect. It also needs outdated PlayStation Move controllers for some games, or your old PS4 controllers and camera, plus a camera adapter, to work. The cost of a PS5 and PSVR 2 could be very expensive, far beyond the $400 all-in price of a Quest 2, but it could be a far more advanced gaming platform for VR. Playing PSVR on a PS4 still holds up, though. Sony has delivered and continues to deliver many excellent virtual reality games, many of them exclusives. A few good games to start with are listed here. Note that this PlayStation VR headset is increasingly hard to get, and that may continue as Sony pivots to PSVR 2.